Good morning, welcome to SHLR Technosoft. Today I am going to show about the smart school application of Anantapur in Andhra Pradesh, where I am just using my credentials. I am just signing in now. This is the application, how it looks. This is the dashboard. Today I am going to show you about the income. So about expense. In the previous video you had seen about income. Now we are showing about the expense, where I can just add an expense. I'll show you how to add an expense. This is the expense page, where we'll be getting a lot of entries, where the expense head is for stationery. For example, name I can just assign it as for the person, for the teacher over where they begin. For example, I'm just giving it as Wiki. Invoice number I can just mention it as 78, and the dated is on today's date, where I'm just giving in and 105, where if having a document I can just upload it, and note for pens and for pens, pencils and folders, where I'm just giving it, where I've just saved my expense, but data has been saved successfully. You can just see here we'll be getting where I've just mentioned it as Wiki, invoice number 78, dated on, expense is on stationery, where I've just mentioned it as 105. We'll be getting a complete details here, where I can just take it in an Excel copy also, where we have just mentioned. You can just see here the complete details will be getting expense wherever we have mentioned it. You can just see here. As usual, I can just delete it or I can edit it. This is about the expenses. Next, I'm coming with the search expenses. The search expenses, I can just put a date here from 1st September, from 1st August to till date. I can just put it, or I can just upload the date. One day, I'm just searching it now. But we'll be getting a details here. You can just see where today's I have mentioned it as Wiki, 78 invoice number, stationery, and date and the amount. It is a total expenses list, where you can just see a total expenses 20,105 is a total expense from the dated of 1st August to 3rd September. We have just mentioned it. Actually, I can just take Excel copy here. I'll show you. In the Excel copy, we'll be getting a details here: name, invoice number, expense head, date, and the amount. We'll be getting a details here. This is complete about the expense list. Next, in the expense, I'm coming with the expense head, where I can just create an expense head. In the expense head, I can just write it as the expense head. What are the expenses are there, we can just put it here, where I'm just salary for cleaning. Description I can just give for staff. where I just saved it. Where the data has been saved, you can just see here where I have just mentioned it for salary for cleaning for staff description at given. As well, I can just take a, I can edit and a delete option is there, and Excel copy also I can just take it here. I'll show you. Here I can just see in the expense head where I just mentioned it. Just see this complete module of expense head. This is complete about the expense module. Thank you, SHLR.